is a painting I did many years ago. What comes into your mind when you see this image? Is it a nurturer? Is it someone who wished the best for you? Is it someone who taught you to trust yourself? Is it someone who took you out of the comfort zone? Is it someone who was genuinely concerned about your well-being? Isn't this exactly the definition of the word leader? Hi, I'm Chandini Ravi. I describe myself as a nurturer first, a leader next, and finally, a life student. Let me take you to one of my earliest memories. I was 3 years old, youngest in Kindi, rank 2 from the bottom. People often describe me as shy, withdrawn, particularly good at nothing, scared about everything. I was a social introvert. I hardly smiled outside my family. Evenings was utter nervous time for me. There was a reason. When I went to school every morning, the teacher would hand out work. I was genuinely bewildered. She would come to my desk and look into my blank page. She gently asked me for the ruler with which I would get one hard rack on my knuckle. My eyes will be filled with tears, and I would go home with a head full of shame. Mother knew there was something wrong. However, there was no exchange of words between us. Instead, there would be a comforting cookie waiting for me when I came back from school in the shape of A, B, C. This journey went on for a while. Father, seeing my bleak report card, would just say, "Try and do better next time." Somewhere down the line, my journey became a little more better. I became an engineer by profession, went to Australia for further degrees. You could say that I was on a degree collecting mode. And by the age of 32, I had 4 degrees, ranging from electronics to nanofabrication. Got many awards as well. However, the regard for myself was not improving. At the age of 35, my life took a 360-degree turn. I was diagnosed with a deadly type of breast cancer and a low survival rate. The treatment plan consisted of 16 hard chemos, a couple of major operations, and no guarantee as well. Like every newly diagnosed patient, my life came to a standstill. I became more withdrawn. My family also absorbed the same energy, and our once happy home became a cold, empty shell. One day, I was mindlessly flicking through the television. This caught my attention. How do you want to be remembered once you're gone? I began thinking, was I truly happy? Did I make a difference in someone's life? Why wasn't I feeling achieved despite all these academic degrees? What was my inner wish list? One day, I was going through a severe side effect. I wanted some aloe veras to make a home remedy. Unfortunately, I used up my aloe plant, my neighbor's aloe plants. So, I was forced to put a message in the Indian community group requesting for one single aloe plant. Within hours, people from all over Sydney drove into my home, and my living room was filled with aloe plants. That day, I understood I am not alone in this journey. I had an entire community to support me. My family and I were truly overwhelmed. That was the day of self-reflections. I remembered my parents' words. Mom often saying, self-pity is the first step to self-destruction. Father's words, give your best as if this is your last opportunity. Here, I was in life's biggest exam, with no written syllabus and no guarantee to result. Made some strong decisions that day. First one was, I will live each day as my last day. I will recreate my home with happy vibes. I will treat myself as a beautiful, innocent child who needed lots of tender, loving care. The next was, I wanted my children to remember that their mother was a happy, courageous woman who just tried. I wanted my children to know what my life journey was. I was not sure whether I'll be there in person to tell them. So I started an online journal where I would pen in every day. I gathered a fair share of followers. Some went out of the way to help me. Some wrote messages to me saying that I was helping them to navigate through their own life journey. One such incident, which I would like to put in. By the time I was getting really weak, this was around my 13th chemo, I wanted to go back to my wish list. So I've never danced, okay? I'm a very shy person, I told you. I've never even made a leg shake in front of my husband and children till date. But that day, I wanted to go salsa dancing. And here, you can see me dancing with my husband and along with many other random strangers. Another incident which I always carry with myself is one of my friends sent me a care parcel through a caterer. He asked him to cook all my favorite dishes, fish curry, beef fry, and all that. He came to deliver. When he came in, I invited, and we were having a good laugh together. When he was leaving, he just told me, Chandni, please give me a feedback once a patient has got up. I said, I am the patient. He looked at me in a very bewildered manner, so I teased him. Did you expect me to be a 1950s tragedy queen wearing a white sari, huddled up in a corner, shedding tears? He nodded very slowly, but he had tears in his eyes, and he told me, Chandni, this home has the vibes of a wedding house. Now, at the eve of every major operation, I was at a women's community group addressing them how to navigate through life challenges courageously. A year later, I was declared cancer-free. The very same day, I started Pink Sari Sisters, an online Facebook community group for Indian women diagnosed with cancer. Whoever signed up with me, I would handhold them through the entire journey. I had lost my ability to sit and stand independently. In this video, you can see I was making videos with my yoga teacher for our group. 15 months later, I relocated back to India and joined Ernakulam Medical Centre as a deputy director. Now, being a hospital frequenter myself for the past many years, I kind of knew the innate needs of the patients. I believe I was able to do fair justice to the people who visited our hospital. Now, my role called for a lot of leadership responsibilities. So I started studying the life of leaders who I genuinely admired. All of them had some similarities. All of them had gone through a setback in their life. Everyone was a people lover. That is, they were genuinely concerned about their well-being, staff well-being, and their community well-being. Cancer crippled me physically, but strengthened me profoundly. I lost my ability to turn a bottle or walk without a fall. And at the age of 38, I picked up piano, and at the age of 42, I became a black belt in karate. But this is not my achievement. I always envisioned a workplace where my staff would come in with a smiling face every day. I designed many initiatives to boost their confidence. Our hospital is one of the first in our hometown to start self-defense classes as a well-being initiative. Today, I'm truly proud to say my staff aged between 25 to 70 are practicing karate with me. Pink Saree Sisters was going on pretty okay, but I felt I could do more. One day, I was invited to a school with limited resources to teach spoken English. That is the day I realized we had many such schools. I began to frequent these schools and started teaching well-being, parenting, happy nutrition, and how to lead a fulfilling life even you get diagnosed with illnesses. The relation I had with my audience was truly symbiotic. While they needed a boost in confidence, I was able to return the kindness I received from my Sydney community in my toughest days. The satisfaction I received in seeing the joyful faces of the children cannot be compared to the momentary satisfaction I received in getting the academic awards. How my definition of achievement had changed. Likewise, my definition of success also changed. I was able to redefine myself from Chandni, the withdrawn girl who was scared of everything, to Chandni, the nurturing leader. A small piece for you to hear. My mother-in-law's words run loud and clear at this moment. Our mind is a boundless source of strength and energy. Prepare it. Nothing becomes impossible. To look after others, first you have to love, respect, and trust yourself, because the greatest person in your life is only you. Thank you.